Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a histogram and find the mean, median, and mode from data of the population of Vietnam. And I can't tell you what the date of the data collection was. It's probably 5 to 10 years old, but I think it's still worth looking at and interesting. So the very first thing we do is we want to store the data, which I've already downloaded onto my desktop, and I'm going to tell R that I need to have it read. Actually, first I have to tell it which variable I want to store it in, which is age Viet. Okay, and that arrow there will point to that variable, and anything I write afterwards will be stored in that variable. So I'm going to write read.csv, which is a type of file that the data is stored in, which is basically an Excel file, a really basic Excel file. And I'm going to say file.choose, which means that I want to choose the file. And the last thing I'm going to tell it is that the header equals true, which tells R that the first line in the column is a title. If you look at the actual file of the data, the very first cell says age, and then the rest is numerical. The rest of the column is numerical. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter, and a window pops up. Like I said, I stored it inside my desktop. It's the very first item you see here, and I'm going to choose it. And now my data should be in R now. It's uploaded to R. And just to double check, I'm going to type HVet, and I'll make sure that I use the exact syntax. And it should go pretty soon. I had to press enter for some reason for it to keep going, for it to finish giving me the data. But there it is. There's the data. It's actually not showing evidently all of it, but it's showing most of it here. And that's okay. That just tells me that it's all in there. There's about 1,700 data points, which is a lot of data. Oh, actually more than that, I guess. I'm trying to get back to the bottom to the command line so that I can get a histogram and find mean, median, mode. There's about 27,000 data points, I believe, so we're getting close here. And there it is. Okay, so now I'm gonna have it create a histogram. And what we're gonna write is age Viet. But I don't want to just type age Viet. I want to make sure that it understands that it's going to use a column called age. You're going to have files that have several columns sometimes, so you have to identify the column. By the column title, the column title is age. So when you press enter, you get your histogram. Notice that the data is skewed to the right. I thought it would be good for me to show you this. Data is either symmetric, skewed to the right, which means actually most of the data is to the left, or skewed to the left, which means there's a tail on the left. So the skew to the right means there's a tail on the right. Skew to the left means that there's a tail on the left. This is skewed to the right because there's a tail on the right, which means that most of the population is young in this case. So you'll have to take a snapshot of that. And then the last things that we need to do are the mean, small again, the mean, and again age should be at $age, and then the median, age viet $age, and mode age viet $age. So I'm not sure why it's giving me an error message in this case. Let me just double check that that's one of the things that I asked for. I asked for the mode. Um, so that's a good question. I'm not sure why we're getting an error message there. I'll go ahead and double check. That's okay. So for me, just do a histogram, mean and a median, and I'll accept that with a picture of the histogram. And so this is how you do this lab number 2. And let me know if you have any further questions. Have a good day. Bye bye.